I'm Addison, and my pronouns are they, them.
Hi, I'm Blair.
And your pronouns are?
My pronouns, can't you tell?
Well, I'd rather know than assume. As Alok Vadmenon says, gender is not what we look like to other people, it's what we know ourselves to be.
Gender is an array of mental and behavioral characteristics that relate to, differentiate from, and go beyond understandings of neutrality, femininity, and masculinity.
I think what she's referring to is gender expressions and gender expectations, and not gender itself, because gender is biological, so...
You can't look at someone and know their gender or pronouns in the same way that you can't look at someone and know their name.
You can't compare these two. I'm sorry, but you can't. Your name and your gender, it's not the same thing. I hate to break it to these people, but we can't choose our own pronouns. We automatically think of a set of pronouns in our own head when we look at another person or talk to another person. And that's no matter how much you want to normalize they, thems, you can't make people think something differently automatically in their own head.
You don't actually need to know somebody's gender identity, so make a habit of recognizing that your curiosity doesn't entitle you to personal information.
Gender isn't personal information. It's the obvious truth if you're a man or a woman. I hate the term gender identity. I never use it. Honestly, I don't know what that means. You are either a man or a woman, but that's not your personality. And I think that's what these people are lacking.
When in doubt, ask. And when you're sure, ask anyway, because unless somebody confirms their personal information, it's just an assumption.
An assumption that's based on reality.
And if you're going to ask for people's pronouns, ask for everyone's, not just people that you think are non-binary or trans.
I don't know, this seems like so much extra work.
Well, we could go around assuming people's identities and harming their mental health and invalidating their sense of self, or we could ask a forward question and respect them.
I mean, when you say it that way, I sound like a jerk for not doing it.
Well, sis, if the scarf fits.
I've said this before, but if your mental health depends on other people's affirmation, it's not good. It's really sad though, isn't it? These modern activists, they clearly want to feel morally superior by educating you on how to be a good person, when in fact, they're the most intolerant ones. The only times I've been receiving threats has been from non-binary people and activists. They are not tolerant, but I guess you all know.
A friend of mine is non-binary, but he doesn't use they, them pronouns. Is that allowed?
Let me check the non-binary rulebook. Oh, right, there's no such thing as a non-binary rulebook.
Oh my god, that's bullshit. The way I look at it is that the non-binary identity is based on all these rules that keep changing and nobody can follow.
Because there's no single way to be non-binary.
Oh.
Then what is the point? Then what is it? What is it? I think we're all curious to this point because we keep hearing about it all the damn time, but there's not one single definition.
The gender binary says that there are two separate and opposite gender identities, woman or man, and there are strict rules around how to be a woman or man.
Non-binary people, they think there's only one way to be a man or a woman. It is so intolerant. I can't even. These arguments and these opinions about gender really reminds me of the Middle East. Look at Iran, how they perform so many sex changes on men who are not following their strict rules about gender.
There are no such rules for being non-binary.
Non-binary describes an array of gender identities that do not conform to binary gender.
But if there's no rules to be non-binary, then how are you sure that you're not in the binary? Oh, I should not have said that. Oh no.
Binary gender construction places whiteness as a standard of womanhood and manhood, as it was implemented largely through European colonization.
Of course, someone had to make that about race. Jesus Christ.
Gender policing impacts everything, not just the clothes we are allowed to wear, but also the ways we are supposed to behave, even with the protections we have.
And who are these people who are the boss, the police, of gender? In the West, no one has any expectations for us. I mean, come on. We have so much freedom. So who are these people that non-binary people keep talking about who have certain expectations, who are strict about gender, they are made up in their own heads. That's the answer.
Every individual has their own unique way of being and expressing themselves. 100 non-binary people will have 100 different ways of being non-binary.
Again, then what is it? I mean, if there's so many different ways to be non-binary, then they can just be binary. Then they can be just a man or a woman.
There are infinite ways to be non-binary. You don't have to use specific pronouns or dress a certain way. Just be. That's enough.
Smarter in seconds.
I totally agree with the message. Just be you. And you can do that as a man or a woman. There's no limit. I promise you. I'm so happy that we have this freedom. But it seems like non-binary people, they take it for granted. Okay? So I think that's really annoying to listen to. They should really appreciate where they live. But to sum it up, I think these people in the videos, they're very condescending. And they act like they're better than the people believing in biology and science and common sense. So that says a lot. Thank you all for watching this video. Remember to hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Like this video and leave a comment down below. I would love to read your comments. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.